This is a great honor for every fan of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm honored to be in the NFL.
What can I say? Mamba out.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jay McLovin here in the afternoon show with my boy Tony Gonzalez. Gonzo's taking care of some personal business, so he won't be on today. Glenn may or may not pop in. We'll see what goes down. But at the end of the day, I got to tell you, man, I'm depressed, Tony.
Yep.
I'm so depressed, man. I had to go to a play, Tony, last night, like I told you.
Yep.
And everybody knows this dude is the last dude that ever goes to plays, right? I'm not that kind of guy. I'm probably the most inappropriate person to take to a play. But she made me go to a play. And, of course, it's Cowboys Thursday. And now I've got my game here. I'm trying to watch it. And I'm like, oh, no. And she's like, you got to be quiet. It's a play. You can't be like. I said, what happened? I said, the Cowboys, they're getting their asses kicked. So that's how my night went last night, just so you know.
Yeah, Dallas, let's talk about that game. Dallas losing 44-30. Didn't get off to a good start. Probably could have won the game if it wasn't for the turnovers. That's what really hurt them. Let's look at the stats real quick. The stats, if you look at the stats, if you just open up the stat sheet and look, not a lot of difference. I mean, Detroit had 408 total yards, 299 passing, 109 rushing. Dallas had 417 total yards, 326 passing, 91 rushing. But the big thing that hurt Dallas was they got sacked 5 times. A lot of pressure on Dak and 3 turnovers. That's what pretty much did it for them. Detroit kind of controlled the line of scrimmage for especially in the first half. Dallas tried to come back and just couldn't get all the way there. But there was a bad call in the fourth quarter where Dallas could have got within 3 points, and that was a horrible call. I mean, they called Ferguson for offensive pass interference, and that was not offensive pass interference. It was if it was interference at all, it was on the defensive guy.
Yeah, I saw where they had the offensive pass interference. It was right in the red zone.
Yeah, it was like at the 5-yard line. It was a horrible call. And even the announcers, even the guy the replay booth guy, he said, I don't know what the hell they just called. There's no way that was offensive pass interference. He said that should have been pass interference on the other guy. It was a bad. I will say this, even though it was a bad call, if you look at it full speed, where you see his arm is, you might have think that he would have swiped him, but he didn't. Right. So it did full speed. I will say full speed. I could possibly see it. But it was not an offensive pass interference because he didn't really touch him. His arm went through there, but he really didn't. And the other guy hooked him. So I thought it was a real bad call. I'm not saying Dallas would have won the game. I mean, they were still at that point down 10 points, 3 minutes left. So, I mean, not saying they would have won the game, but it definitely changed their opportunity to have a chance to come back and win the game. But, Jay, your thoughts on this game? Not a good game for Dallas. I mean, defense have been playing well. You give up 44 points. You can't say you played well. So your thoughts on the Dallas-Detroit game?
Yeah, I thought one of the biggest things for Dallas that I saw was us not being able to stop the damn run. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I saw Jahmyr Gibbs, get quite a few runs. I mean, I think he had, 3 total rushing touchdowns for the day. They got into the red zone. Right, and then at that point they were down by, I want to say it was 7, it was either 3 or 7 at that point, and they get into the red zone, and I'm like, okay, man, we just need to stop. Just stop. And what do? They give up a 13-yard Jahmyr Gibbs rushing touchdown. Like, how do you give up a 13-yard rushing touchdown? That's supposed to be one of our strengths, is the run game. Now, if you're gonna let Detroit beat you, it should have been through the air and not on the ground. And I feel like we lost the ground game. Our defense lost the ground game. Our offense put up points. We put up 37. Yeah, you can see we had 3 turnovers, but we still put up 37 damn points, but we gave up 40. 40 freaking points. Come on, man. And a lot of that, like I said, a lot of that was the damn rushing defense of the Cowboys just not been able to stop it.
Well, they
You know?
couldn't stop.
It's crazy.
They couldn't stop Gibbs. Gibbs had, I think, 80-some rushing, but he also had like another 50 passing, and so they just couldn't stop Gibbs. Gibbs was a one-man show.
But some of those, Tony, but some of those ones that Gibbs gets is something to flat. So I consider it almost like running rather than like a long pass or like a long toss or something.
Yeah.
But they couldn't stop it. Man, made me mad.
Yeah, like I told you earlier before we got on the air, I was in and out of the game, seen all the fourth quarter. Before that, I was in and out. But when I woke up this morning, I didn't notice it. Nobody during the game mentioned anything. But I was watching ESPN, and they were just destroying George Pickens. And if you look at the plays, of course, they isolated on him and don't know the context. I don't know, that's the only thing about it is, and I'm going to be fair, I don't know what the context was. Was that ball already going on the other side of the field and he knew that? Because there was times he was barely running. I mean, there was routes where he was barely moving. He didn't look real enthused. He had 9 targets, so you can't say they weren't going to him. I mean, he can't come out and say, well, you weren't going to me, so I was pissed off. That couldn't have been the case because he had 9 targets in the game, and your other wide receiver got hurt. He's got a concussion, and he could be out a while. I mean, hopefully not, but you never know with a concussion how that's going to turn out. So, man, I hope problems ain't going to start with Pickens again. I mean, I know he had problems in Pittsburgh. He's had a great season so far. One of the best seasons this year for a receiver of anybody in the league, just as good as anybody, just about. But yeah, they were really hammering him. There was about 6 people on the panel on ESPN. I think it was wasn't First Take. It was the one they opened up with in the morning, whatever that name of that show is. They were all over him. So I know you didn't get to see that, but there was some evidence where it didn't look like maybe he was all in the whole game. On play.
Well, and it was actually Florney. Florney got the 9 targets. What's his face got 5.
Okay, last night they said Pickens got 9. Or today.
I'll tell you hold on. I'll tell you that. I'm looking at the wrong column. It's 5. Yeah, you're right. It's 5 out of 9. Florney had 9 out of 13. So Florney really took up the pace. I think whenever CD went down, I think he got more of those targets. Yeah, he had 100. I mean, he had 115. But yeah, Pickens. That's what worried me about Pickens. Honestly, is the fact that he was coming from a Pittsburgh, a situation where he wasn't exactly fitted in well, right? And then he comes over here and he's fitted in well, but now he's not executing. Like you said, he's being lazy about his route running. He's not running crisp routes. And you have to fake it sometimes. To really sell a play, your wide receivers have to sell it. Otherwise they're like, okay, he's just whatever. His play must be going over here.
Well, the other thing is you never know what's going to happen. I mean, the quarterback could get in trouble and may look the other way. So run your route. And that's easy for me to say. I'm not a football player. You never played football. But you would think that you're going to run your route to the full extent every time. I mean, that's your job. That's what you get paid $millions to do, whether it's blocking on that play or running that route. You run it to your best ability, and you get the ball, you get it. If you don't, you don't. So, yeah, I don't know what happened there, but not a good loss for Dallas. Their chances, of course, they put it in the computer and got all this stuff, saying it's 8% now to make the playoffs. They definitely would have to win out now. A big loss. I knew this was going to be a tough game for them at Detroit. If it would have been at Dallas, that was the only thing that worried me because they've been playing well, but a lot of that's been at home lately. And going on the road sometimes. And Detroit did get a little healthier in a couple of positions. So Detroit's defense played pretty good the first half. Detroit's defense didn't look as good in the second half. So that's why Dallas got back in the game there for a while. So yeah, not a good loss for Dallas, and a big win for Detroit. For both teams right now, not in the playoffs. So Detroit's still battling, and Dallas is hanging by a thread.
Yeah, Dallas has. Yeah, I mean, if Dallas makes it, they'd have, like I said, they'd have to win out. Not that they have a hard schedule to win out. They can. I think they have a schedule they can win out on. But I think they're going to need some help to get in. And I hate it. Every time you need to get help to get into something, I'm like, nah, we're done.
Believe it or not, their best chance now, and maybe really probably was before this game, is probably to try to win the division. I think getting the wild card is going to be harder because you got more teams in front of you. All you got in front of you right now is
Yeah.
Philadelphia. They need San Diego to beat Philadelphia tonight and give them their 5th loss, and then you're roughly a game and a half back. And then you got to hope. Yeah, you got to hope for help. You got to hope Philadelphia loses some games. Philadelphia's not playing real great right now, but right now
Thank
Dallas has got.
God.
But right now Dallas has got so many teams in front of them in the wild card that's up on them about 2 games. I know San Francisco only got 4 losses, and a bunch of other teams got 4 losses. So they're 2.5 games back there, and there's several teams there with them. It'd be hard for them to jump and get into the wild card. So I think their best chance, if they have a chance, is trying to catch Philly.
And I know you said that they're playing the Chargers. That's a Chargers. Man, Chargers is such an in between team,
Well, the
But and then they got Buffalo, Washington, and the Raiders. Man, I mean, in all honesty, they should be able to run through this.
Well, you never know about Buffalo.
Yeah, that's true.
And Daniels is back for Washington. They announced that today.
Oh, he is fully back then.
Yeah, he's going to play. So
Okay.
at least that's what I've seen today. Now, San Diego's quarterback had surgery, but he on his not throwing hand, but he had surgery. But the plan is he was taking snaps today, so I think he's going to play Sunday.
Okay.
So, but I mean, are you one play away from being back out again?
Because even though you come back, are you really fully there?
But it's good that it's not on your throwing hand. So the big thing is
Yeah.
taking snaps and stuff. So Jay, let's get into some other games here, some NFL that we got going on Sunday. First game I got up is Tennessee at Cleveland. I'm going to go with Cleveland. I like Cleveland's defense, and it's at Cleveland. I think Tennessee's quarterback is still struggling to find his way. I think he showed some signs. He needs some help, though. He needs some players. I mean, I think he's done fine considering the team he's on and the players he's got. I don't think he's had a bad season. I don't know how you could have did a whole lot better because you don't have a whole lot of help on the offense side. But I think Cleveland, as long as Shadur don't turn the ball over, I think Cleveland will win this game. I think it'll be a close game, but I'm going to go with Cleveland. Cleveland by a field goal at Cleveland. What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, I think Myles Garrett is gonna have a fun day in Tennessee. I think him and Cam Ward are gonna get really close and comfortable, and I think Pollard is gonna probably get shut down because they know that they don't really have much of a passing game. So I think they really, as long as they shut down Pollard or don't let Pollard really do much of anything, it should be a hard game for them. I think Judkins. Tennessee does have a pretty decent defense, so. Yep. Judkins, he needs to get going. And I think Fannin Jr., that tight end over there, he does a lot. I think Fannin will get going. And I think you hit the nail on the head. As long as Shadur doesn't turn the ball over or do any dumb mistakes, this should be a good game for them.
Yeah, I agree.
By the way, did you see where Deshaun Watson now is possibly getting into the mix of practicing and taking reps now?
Yep.
I saw that the other day. I was like, oh, Deshaun's going to get back into it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't play him a couple of games to see what they have and maybe, if anything, to show if he could go out there and play well, not that they would be willing to keep him, maybe to try to find somebody be willing to take him.
Yeah, take that trade bait. I mean, build up his stock.
Yeah. I mean, they have nothing to play for at this point. So, I mean, I could see him doing that. Next game, and this is an interesting game. If we'd have been talking earlier in the season, we wouldn't have thought it would have been. But we got Seattle at Carolina. But you got Carolina who just put it on the Rams last week, and the game's at Carolina, and they play well at Carolina. Key for this game for Carolina has got to run the football. They run the football, they're a different team. If they're running the ball for 120, 130 yards, they're a tough team to beat. As long as the quarterback don't turn the ball over. So, man, I don't know on this one. I got to go with Seattle, just like I did with the Rams last week, and I was, of course, wrong. I may be wrong again. I'll go with Seattle by 6, but I wouldn't be shocked if Carolina pulled it out. But I'm going to go with Seattle because I think Seattle's I'm
sort of the Falcons playing Seattle.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. December 7th. Yeah, Falcons in Seattle. I was looking for the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals have a bye.
Okay.
Cardinals play the Rams.
Yeah, I got Cardinals against the Rams. I got Carolina and Seattle.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, my dumbass. Don't worry about it. I had a Biden moment. Never mind.
Okay.
I had a Biden moment.
So what?
No. Well, okay. You said you had Carolina playing who?
Seattle.
Why do I show Seahawks and Falcons though? Are you sure? I see it.
I'm not 100% sure. I could have wrote down something wrong. I don't have Atlanta down. Has Atlanta got a bye?
No, I have Atlanta. I have Atlanta playing them. They got the 12 o'clock 408 game. 12 o'clock Fox game.
Well, I could have put it down wrong. I'm not going to lie to you.
Carolina though. Who's Carolina? Yeah. The bye week is Patriots, Giants, 49ers, and Yeah, Carolina's on a bye.
Okay.
So they got, but either way, they have the Falcons. I mean, the Falcons aren't playing exactly the best football in the world right now.
Well, okay, my mistake. I'm sorry about that, everybody. Yeah, definitely will take Seattle over Atlanta.
I thought, at least I'm not the only one that has a Biden moment. Chris, you better give your dad a hard time.
No, that's for sure. I was having a Biden and Trump combination moment there.
I don't like that, Tony. I'm going to fire you. But no, hey, let's talk about the Bijan Robinson going against that Carolina defense. And I got to go up against Bijan this week in fantasy, but that Carolina defense is actually looking pretty good, Tony. I actually kind of like that matchup defensively.
Yep. Yeah.
And I think Cousins is still quarterback in that team right now, right? Or is Penix back?
I'm not sure on that, to be honest.
I got to check into that. But either way, I'm pulling for Carolina to win that game, though. I think Dowdle has a good game. I think Chuba Hubbard has a good game. I think that running as a whole has a good game.
You mean Atlanta? Because you said Atlanta's playing Seattle.
The fuck am I talking about?
You got me complete. You have me.
Hold on a minute. Hold on.
Okay. We're both screwed the hell up. So hey, I'll be Trump. You'll be Biden. Or I'll be Biden, you be Trump. I know you got Trump. You can be Trump, I'll be Biden.
Hey, Sleepy Joe. No, no. Okay. Let me rephrase that. So Seattle has the number one defense. They played Minnesota last week, and I know this for a fact that Seattle put up 30 damn fantasy points because they didn't give up a single point. Yeah. They had like 4 or 5 or 3 or 4 interceptions, couple of sacks. I mean, Seattle put it on Minnesota. I mean, put it on them bad. And now I'm kind of getting my confidence back in the Seattle team a little bit because they were looking kind of pink in there for a little bit. But no, that Seattle defense, man, you're not getting. And if it's the Falcons going against it, I think Bijan is probably their brightest hope, and I don't think there's going to be much. Kyle Pitts, maybe a little bit, but no, I got Seattle taking it. And I definitely have, if you have Seattle as your fantasy defense, you better be playing the hell out of them.
Yeah, most definitely. Next game up, Jay, is the Indianapolis Colts at Jacksonville. Big game for both teams. Jacksonville is actually in first place in that division now over the Colts. Colts got to play them twice. They play them this week, and I think the last game of the year. It's a must-win for the Colts, and I'm worried because we don't play well against Jacksonville, especially at Jacksonville. It's a must-win for the Colts. I think if they can beat Jacksonville these 2 games and then come back and try to beat Houston, they need to beat Houston when they play Houston at Houston, and they'd be fine. If they just win those 3 games, I think they'd be fine because they got to win their division games. But I'm worried about the Colts with the quarterback position, with him not being completely healthy. That's changed the offense some. But hey, it's time to step up. If you're a playoff team, you got to prove it. So I think Jacksonville's defense is decent. I do think we got a good chance of running the football some on Jacksonville because Jacksonville's defense is not near as good as Houston. So I do think we'll get the win. But I know it's going to be tough because we have tough luck against Jacksonville. But I'm going to go with the Colts by 3.
So here's the thing for me with the Colts. You guys are 6-0 when Jonathan Taylor has 100 yards or more. When he gets 100 yards or more, you're 6-0. When he's under 100 yards, that's when you've lost some of your games. I think the key for you guys, and I think that's where the Houston game really kind of fell in, was y'all just couldn't get Jonathan Taylor going. And that really is Jonathan Taylor is probably, I would say, about 70% of your offense.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The other 30% is probably through passing. But if you don't have if Jonathan Taylor isn't having a Jonathan Taylor day, that's where you guys tend to struggle. So that's always going to be the key for you guys is you got to get Jonathan Taylor going. And if Atlanta can keep Jonathan Taylor in check, then that might give them an opportunity. And if they can get Bijan going and get that time of possession on their side, that can really play into their favor. Or Jackson, dang it, man. Well, if they can get ETN going and Brian Thomas Jr. going.
Well, that's going to be the key to the game. Both teams are going to try to establish the run. So you're right. I mean, both teams are going to try to run the football and try to limit each other's possessions. So.
Yeah, I started getting those other two damn games confused, Tony. Man, once my brain got left, it went all the way left. but I really do think ETN though for Jacksonville, in order to take them out, they've got to have that time of possession. Because who's their wide receiver? Brian Thomas Jr. is a good one, but outside of him, I mean, who is Jacksonville's tight end? I don't even know who their damn tight end is.
Yeah, I don't know.
But either way, I think it's going to be who has the better defense, who has time of possession, who doesn't commit turnovers, and then who can run the ball the best. I think that's really your biggest thing.
Yeah, I agree. So who you going to take? You going to take Jacksonville or Indy?
It's in Jacksonville. I'm going to take Jacksonville on this one, only because also that you guys have Danny Dimes is hurt, so it's not like he's playing 100%. So I think because your field general is hurt, that can also play against you guys and what he can do. So I'm going to roll with Jacksonville just because of the fact of it's in Jacksonville and Danny Dimes is hurt.
Okay. Next game up is Washington at Minnesota. Now, it does look like J.J. McCarthy is going to come back and play this game for Minnesota. So that should help them. But I like the fact that it looks like Daniels is going to play for Washington. Minnesota does not look good. I'm going, even though it's at Minnesota, I'm going to go with Washington winning this game by a field goal.
Yeah, Washington Commanders, man. I need Jalen Daniels to come back in and have a good game because whenever Jaden Daniels is playing good, I always benefit because I have Hurts. Hurts is my tight end. And that guy always has a good game under Ertz. Whenever Mariota is in there, Ertz tends to kind of disappear. And it's not like McLaurin was really tearing up anything, right? So, and Debo. So, and I think their run game, who's their run game? Roberts? Is it Robertson?
They've got a guy named
Rodriguez. I think it's Chris Rodriguez and then that other kid, that two name Marion. Well, I don't care.
Yep.
He's got like two damn names. You know what I'm talking about. No, I'm gonna roll with that's a hard. No, if Jaden Daniels is playing, I'm going to go with Washington on this one.
Okay. Next game up, guys, is Cincinnati at Buffalo. At Buffalo, I'm going to go with Buffalo because it's at Buffalo. Even though Cincinnati got Burrows back, I think the key for Cincinnati is they got to slow down Buffalo's run game if they want to have a chance to be in this game. This could be a crazy game. It could be a 34-31 game. Who knows with these two offenses? But Buffalo's been really inconsistent. I'm not sold on Cincinnati's defense. Their offensive lines play better. The running game has been better. But I'm going to go with Buffalo by a touchdown.
Yeah, Buffalo is heavily favored in this one. Chase Browns, if Burrow's playing, I agree. Here's the thing for me, man, is more so the only weakness that Buffalo really has right now is that defensive side, more or less that secondary. They take a lot of injuries, Tony, in Buffalo on that secondary. And I was pulling up to see if anybody's who all is out of this game. And it looks like so Terrell Bernard is out, Joey Bosa's out. That's only one I see on here. So that means you're going to see a lot of Solomon and Bosa's place. I'm gonna go with Cincinnati on this one, man.
Okay.
I think if the Cincinnati that played Baltimore Ravens shows up, I'm gonna roll with Cincy on this one. And if the Burrows there, I'm gonna roll their way. They gotta stop though. They cannot let Cook have a Cook-like day. If that dude goes off, they're done.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Next up is New Orleans at Tampa Bay. It's at Tampa Bay. New Orleans playing a rookie quarterback. I know Tampa Bay still trying to get people healthy, but I don't think New Orleans can score enough points to beat Tampa Bay, and so I say Tampa Bay by a touchdown.
Yeah, I'm on that same way because of the fact that they don't have a clear and concise quarterback leading that team, and I'm not a big fan of Kamara really all that much. Yeah, I'm gonna roll with Tampa that way. I know Baker's gonna come out fired up. Baker's fighting for that divisional spot just as much as Carolina is. So yeah, I'm not gonna go against Baker on that one.
Yep. Big game here. Pittsburgh at Baltimore. Both teams 6-6, battling for first place of the division. Man, it is at Baltimore. Baltimore's offense has not looked great. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't think Lamar's 100%. I think he's 75%. I don't think he's 100%. He doesn't look like Lamar. But Pittsburgh is so damn inconsistent. Their offense hasn't looked good, and you never know about the defense. It changes week to week. It can look like the best defense in the league, and it can look like the worst defense in the league. So this is a really hard game to pick. Man. I don't know why I'm going to say this. I really don't have a reason. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh by a field goal.
Yeah, I was actually going to go with Pittsburgh as well. Just because of some of the things that you mentioned. Number one, let's be honest, neither one of these teams have a real good defense. Baltimore hasn't had a good defense either. So this is really kind of a battle of who could put more points on the board, more so than anything. And I think, man, I think Aaron Rodgers and DK and I think Parker Washington, I think is over there. I think they could put the points on. Jaylen Warren's going to have a day, right? But I think I'm going to roll with Pittsburgh on this one, just because I just think Lamar struggled a lot against that Cincinnati game, and I don't think like you said, I don't think he's 100% either.
No, I don't either. Next up, Miami and the Jets. The Jets have looked a little better as of late, and is at New York. Man. Miami's playing better, but man, it's going to be out in the cold. I don't know why. I'm going to go with Miami. I'm going to go with Miami by a touchdown.
It's kind of like, man, which one's the worst of the worst one? Which way do I go? I like Axnay more than I do Breece Hall. I probably like Tua Tagovailoa more than I do Tyrod Taylor. And I know what's his face is out as a backup. Fields is out as a backup, so they got some other guy coming up behind him that I don't even know who it is. So they don't really have much of a passing game, nor do they have much of a rushing game. The only thing the Jets really have is a defense, and that's just not going to be enough. So yeah, I think Miami has a feast.
Okay. Next up is Denver at the Raiders. Raiders have been in disarray. Of course,
yeah.
I'm going with Denver by about 10 to 13 points. But this is probably a division game, and this is probably where the Raiders will show up and beat Denver because we don't expect it. But yeah, I think Denver wins big here, even though it's at the Raiders. What do you think, Jay?
Well, I'll tell you this. I think that I think Pete Carroll's job is very much on the line this season. I don't know if they're going to be patient and keep him next year. If he doesn't right this ship and right it some kind of a way, I don't think it's going to happen. Brock Bowers is probably their only real good target right now. Genty has done a pretty good job running the ball, but he's kind of small, so you can see some wear and tear happening on Genty. So I think Pete Carroll, and then that defense, outside of Max Crosby, they really don't have a D. That defense is horrible. So, I think Denver is going to be another one of those teams that has a good day. I think Sutton, I think Troy Franklin are going to have good days, and I think they're going to run the ball with no problem. And I think that defense is going to do well with Pat Sutton constantly harboring over them and not letting Geno Smith get a good solid read. So, yeah, and again, Patrick Surtain is probably one of the best corners in the league. That is a shutdown guy.
Yes,
so I don't see the Raiders getting this one. I think Denver continues their roll.
Okay, Jay. Next game up is the Rams and Arizona. I just don't think Arizona can score enough points to beat the Rams. The Rams are going to be pissed off after last week. Even though it's at Arizona, I like the Rams by at least 10.
Yeah, I agree with you. Arizona is another one of those teams where, they have a pretty good defense over there. It's the offense that's still they're still having to tweak and work out. Now, Brissett has definitely, like we said earlier, Brissett has looked better than what Kyler Murray has. But, if you're Michael Harrison Jr. or whatever, man, you're probably pissed off over there or Marvin Harrison Jr. because you're not, getting what your daddy got with Peyton. So I'm sure he's probably, he's not. And then, of course, Trey Benson, they've already pretty much said he's not going to be back this season with that foot injury, whatever he's got going on. They pretty much ruled him out, which leaves Bam Knight and the other kid, Michael Carter or whatever, as their or no, not DeCarpado or whatever that guy's name is. But they don't expect him to come off the injury list. So DeMarcado, I think is his name, but he's not coming back. I think he's going to stay on the injury list. So yeah, it's going to be all Rams. It is going to be ugly.
Yeah, I think so. Last two games, so it should be some good ones, and they're important games. First one is Chicago at Green Bay, battle for the division. I think Green Bay's like a half game back. Being at Green Bay, I've seen the weather forecast. It looks like at start of game time is going to be about 4 degrees, and by the end of the game, it's going to be 0. That's not counting the wind chill. So running the football is going to be important. I like Green Bay's defense a little bit better than I do Chicago's defense. I think I like Chicago's offense a little bit better than I do Green Bay. But with the weather and everything, I'm going to go with Green Bay by a field goal.
I really like that two-headed monster of running backs that they got with Swift and I think Monangai or Monangil, however you say that guy's last name. I love that running back combination. And I think, Josh Jacobs and A.J. Dillon, I think Chicago has the better run game. But you're right. I mean, Green Bay does have a good run defense. And now that Watson's back, that offense seems to be doing quite well. But I like this Ben Johnson. I like this Ben Johnson-led team. And I never thought it, but I'm actually watching and I'm liking this passing game. I'm liking the run game. I'm starting to kind of be a believer that this Chicago team is the real deal. And so I'm going to roll with Chicago on this, man.
Yeah, Green Bay, when they lost Kraft at tight end, they lost him, their offense went to a funk. But I think they've kind of figured it out a little bit more. So, and like I said, I think the weather and it's going to be a close game. It's a toss-up. I could easily pick Chicago. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad pick. But I said, I'll slide with Green Bay. Next game coming up Sunday night. Huge game for both teams, especially for Kansas City. They may be out of it already, so they definitely can't lose any more games. This is a toss-up. Houston's defense is outstanding. If they can score 20 points, I think they're capable of playing with anybody and beating anybody. That's the key for them. Can they put up enough points? Being at Kansas City still a good team at home. If the game was at Houston, I would definitely pick Houston. But just because it's at Kansas City, I'm going to go with Kansas City. But I wouldn't be shocked if Houston won this game. They're going to go after the quarterback. They're going to put pressure. They got a great defense. So and I think that Kansas City needs to try to run the football to help, and they've struggled in that area. So it's going to be a tough game. But because it's at Kansas City, and it's the only reason, I'm going to go Kansas City in a close game. Jay?
Yeah, see, that's the thing, though. When we talk about close games, where we really talk about who has the better defense, I mean, that Houston defense, I think it's way better than what Kansas City has to offer, man. It's just that Houston defense is elite. I mean, that is an elite, physical. They're physical over there. Hunter is physical. Stingley is all over you in the secondary. Hunter is all about that middle linebacker area. I mean, that's a good defensive team. Offensively, I think Houston and KC, match up pretty evenly because neither one of them right now really has a run game. But Pacheco and Hunt, they're not really running the ball. And Nick Chubb, he's more of a goal line guy or a short yardage third down guy. He's not really going to get you a lot of yardage. So they're really going to rely on because they don't have Mixon. So I think our wide receivers or Houston's wide receivers match up well with theirs. And Nico Collins, if Nico Collins has a good day, that could be. But then again, if Rashee Rice has been playing. Matter of fact, Rashee Rice has almost the same amount of yards as Nick Jigba, JSN does. So they've been, and he's played less games than JSN.
I think the big thing in this game, Jay, is going to come down to turnovers. I think the
Yeah.
team that turns the ball over, and it could just be one turnover. I think it's going to be a close game because I'd give Kansas City a slight edge on offense, but I give Houston a pretty good edge on defense. They're the best defense in football, probably. So I give them an edge there, definitely. But I'd give you got Mahomes, so you got to give them a slight edge on offense because you got Mahomes. But even though Mahomes ain't been quite as good as he's been in the past, still got to give him give him a slight edge there because you got Mahomes. But yeah, just because it's at Kansas City. Kansas City has won most of the games at home. We're on the road, and that's the other thing. You figure it's going to be a close game because about every game Kansas City's played this year has been a close game, and that's the difference from last year. Last year they won won most of those close games. This year they're losing those close games. So
Hey,
who knows?
I forgot about Woody Marks though. I forgot Woody Marks is now running the ball for Houston, and he's actually been doing it quite well.
He looked good. He looked pretty good last week. Didn't look bad. Yeah, I agree.
I don't know, Tony, man. I think it's gonna be a good game, man.
I do.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that game. I'm planning on watching that Sunday night game, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that game. Well, Jay, that's pretty much all I have. You got anything before we get out of here?
No, I was just looking at some of the Murray will not return this season. Did you see that?
Who?
So Kyler Murray will not return this season.
Okay.
So it's going to be Brissett the rest of the way for Arizona.
Jay, I wonder if Murray ever plays again for Arizona.
Man, I don't know. It didn't. I was trying to say, it says Arizona's quarterback Kyler Murray will not return the rest of the season as his foot injury hasn't progressed to the point where he could play. Coach Jonathan Gannon said Friday. I wonder he must have really. He's going to get another opinion, but what the hell did he? I mean, was it the was it like the middle part, the boats that float? Was it one of those, or what did he do to his throat?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't realize it was that bad. So yeah.
Well, there you go, though. I was getting second opinions, but I mean, it looks like he's going to be out for a little bit of time. So if you have him on your team, you might as well cut bait and start looking for another quarterback.
Well, I got a wild prediction. I predict if he comes back healthy, that he will no longer be with Arizona, and I think he will be a New Orleans Saint.
Wow, that would be interesting.
I think he would be a good fit with that coach. I think that'd be a good fit.
Oh, also, it's good to note that the Lions defensive back Branch tore his Achilles against the Cowboys, so he ain't gonna be back. So I tell you what, Detroit is taking some hits on the injury side of it. I was really shocked to see St. Brown play in that game, to be honest.
I was too, and he was effective. I was surprised.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's why I think it's going to be really hard for Detroit to compete this year, just given some of the injuries that they've taken on. I mean, not that they can't do it; they can, but it's going to be a little bit rougher journey, I think, for those guys. I think that's all I really saw in here. They did say so. Slay is not going to join the Bills.
Oh, he's not. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to wind up retiring. It looks like it says. Unfortunately, quarterback Slay will not be joining the Bills. I think he's going to wind up retiring. Honestly, I think his career is kind of done after he left the Eagles. Tony.
Yeah, just real quick to give everybody a little heads up. Don't forget we got North Texas and Tulane play tonight on TV.
Yes,
they play, and also does Troy and James Madison, and both those games could mean something as far as the playoffs. So if you're interested in college football, just give you a heads up there. Friday night tonight, got some games on tonight. I think one at 7 and one at 8 p.m. One I think's on ABC, and the others on ESPN, I believe.
And if you want to attend the anti-Indiana Hoosiers Big Ten Championship chances party that I will be throwing live Saturday. No, I'm kidding. I'm not really. If you really want, we're going to bash the hell out of them.
yeah. Two big college football games on Saturday.
Yes.
Of course, we got Georgia and Alabama. 4 p.m. and then I believe at 8 p.m. you got IU and Ohio State. So that should be good. Got big UFC fights. If you like wrestling, pro wrestling, NXT's got a big pay-per-view on at 7 o'clock on Peacock. Like I said, the UFC should be good. I think that starts at 10 o'clock. So man, a lot of good sports on this weekend.
Hey, what I said, was there anything going on at GSR? You guys got any wrestling shows or anything coming up in the next couple of days?
No, don't have anything. Hey, we did last night. I don't know if you've seen the name, but we did debut our NFL show last night. It's called Thursday Night Blitz, and they went pretty well last night. And we'll be doing our basketball show next Tuesday. I do not know the name because Chris won't come.
As Chris told me yesterday, you got to tune in to find out.
Hey, that was the same thing for me last night. I tuned in and found out. I was part of the show, but I didn't know until it came on the screen.
Hey, that's fine. We always like surprises here. And again, yes, I'm sorry I didn't get to make the debut show as my wife made me go watch a damn play. I was angry. I didn't get to watch my Cowboys. I didn't get to watch anything except a bunch of tutus and I don't know. I don't know what the hell it was. It was like a bad dream. It was like a bad dream. It was like Cirque du Soleil on acid. You don't ever want to do that. You don't ever want to do that. I wouldn't make anybody do that. But I will say this. Make sure you tune in. Like I said, the NBA show is Tuesdays, 10 Eastern, 9 Central. And then the NFL show is on Thursdays at same time, 9 Central, 10 Eastern. We're always going to have a good time. I promise. Until next time, it's your boy, Jay McLovin, saying thank you, Joe, and everybody that chimed in today. We appreciate it, along with my boy, Tony. And we'll see you next time.
Have a great weekend.